Good afternoon. Today is the 6th of September and we're still at Hampton Court Palace on the outskirts of London for the second part of the slightly shambolic shuffle around the Hampton Court Concours d'Elegance. In the first part we went over there and saw some very nice automobiles, and now we're going to go around this way and we're going to see some more, starting with this 1921 Bentley 3 litre, very early Bentley 3 litre. I don't know who the coach builder of that is, but it's very nice nevertheless. Here's a 1922 Bentley 3 litre. This is a Le Mans Tourer, which has just come off the Norfolk Tour apparently. Just a very simple type of car, fly-off handbrake, almost sort of Avengers spec, but a little bit too early. And next we go over here. The cars, by the way, are not actually in any particular order, and the numbers don't really particularly reflect in much. So we'll just keep going. 1929 Bentley 4.5 litre single seater, Bentley Blower number 1. It doesn't look anything like the rest of the Bentleys. Unique bodywork, streamlined. Looks like a land speed record car or something, really. And then we've got another 20s racing car. This one is another Bentley 3 litre, a supercharger. Yeah, there's a supercharger on the front there. Ah yes, this is a bit more like it. Sort of colour that they used in the Avengers. 1930 Bentley Speed 6, old number 3. Kind of similar to the Bentley that you see in the 5th season of the show. Lovely. Right, I think we're going to have to go under some trees and get under cover because it's raining, but we shall be back very shortly to look at things like this 1929 Bentley Speed 6. Okay, I had to switch from the very nice quality microphone to my standard headset because I don't want to get that microphone wet. It doesn't belong to me. So anyway, there's 1956 Bentley S1 Drophead Coupe by H.J. Molina. This does actually have an electric hood. I just saw it go up, which is pretty amazing for the time. Then we've got another Bentley S1. Oh, sorry, no, this isn't an S1. This is an R-Type Continental, as in Jeremy Clarkson passed a test in a car like this, by Franny. I saw one of these at the Cartier Studio Looks exhibit at the Goodwood Festival of Speed, but I think this is a different one actually. We've got another beautiful Bentley, which is a 1936 Bentley 4.25 litre by Hampton. This has Missouri plates on the back because it's currently residing in the United States of America. Now this is very special. It's number 1 on the whole list. 1930 Bentley Speed 6 Gurney Nutting Sportsman's Coupe, but blue train. This might even be the car that raced a blue train. That was a pretty special thing. Absolutely enormous bonnet. I mean, the bonnet is well over half the car's length. Obviously, on a day like this, you want to have a coupe. Yes, it's a little bit grey here today, but we'll continue anyway. Next, we have this 2018 McLaren P1 GTR, which sits rather incongruously beside this 1920 Bello 3.8 LC. I can't remember much about Bello, apart from the fact that they are a French manufacturer. Only seen the racing cars 98 years apart. Next we've got a Minerva. As far as I can remember, they were made in Belgium. It's a 28 model. A transformable town car. Obviously wearing a very elegant hood today. Next we've got this 1904 Napier L49. Wow, very stately looking car, very sort of typical of the period. So this car is getting on for 115 years old. But it's in excellent condition, absolutely perfect. Probably better now than when it came out of the factory 115 years ago. Absolutely wonderful. As this is this Delette, another manufacturer like the Delage we would have seen a little bit earlier, that doesn't exist anymore and went away immediately after the war. They just couldn't really sort of compete in a market where, you know, big luxury cars were no longer in fashion anymore. Lovely Ferrari 500 Mondial. That's beautiful. 54. Ah yes, a Bugatti Type 57. Used to be object of quite a few photographs this afternoon. Let's see if we can get a little bit closer. Very interesting colour. I don't know if it's the original one or not, but somebody's chosen well. It's absolutely typical of the excessive times they were having at the end of the 1930s. Yeah, fascinating car. Then we've got this, I think it's a Fraser Nash. It's a Fraser Nash Targa Florio from 1952. Doesn't look very comfortable to drive all over Targa Florio in this, but you know, those days when men were men, weren't they? As they were when they were driving this 1957 AC Ace Bristol. Bristol refers to the type of engine that this had. Similar kind of car to the AC Cobra. Obviously the body of the Cobra was based on the Ace, but sort of a bit more power. Lots of power, like this 1964 Ford GT40. It does have 65. It has 66 plates on it, but this is a 1965. This is a real one, it's not a replica or anything. So low, you know, and terrible ventilation with a tiny little window. You know, they really were heroes, weren't they? Now this is almost living daylight specification. Aston Martin V8 Vantage X-Pack prototype. Appropriate number plate. Very similar to the car they used in the Living Daylights. Very nice indeed, and a manual too. Again, variation 1907 Diato e Clement. I have no idea where this is made of. Torino, so it's an Italian car. Okay. Just amazing, kind of unrestored condition. Does this even have a speedometer? No, I don't really think it does. It's got a tax disc. Not we need one anymore. Oh, a Lancia Delta. Yes, not the Lancia Delta that you know, and like the Chrysler Delta that I read on my channel, everyone. It's a 1911 Lancia Delta Tipo 56. Still rather nice though. Again, sort of like unrestored condition. Not the most comfortable driver's seat I've ever seen, if it's going to be a bit like that though. Anyway, oh yes, Aston Martin DB24 Mark II. This isn't quite the car that is used in the novel Goldfinger, but it's pretty similar to it actually. It's kind of similar to the car that used in the 1963 Hitchcock film The Birds, although this is a fixed-head coupe and that was a drop head. Next to Talbot Lago. If you want to see one of Talbot Lago 226, it's like in 1950. See, Talbot Lago is a much more proud name than what Talbots later became, the ones built in Coventry and other places. Mercedes SL Gullwing, 300 SL Gullwing from 1955. Yes, very nice. I think we're worth about 1.2 million or something. Also very valuable, 1972 Porsche 911 RS Carrera 2.7. This one does have the graphics on the side. I mean, I don't say Carrera as I would have expected, which is interesting. A little ducktail spoiler as well. Left-hand drive, I think. I'm not sure. I think all of these might have been left-hand drive. We've got an Alfa Romeo. This is a 1956 Alfa Romeo. This is the sorry, 1948 this one. This is 56 one in another place. 48, sorry, Alfa Romeo 6C 2500 SS by Pininfarina. Very nice. Unusual colour. Then this is a 1958 Aston Martin DB Mark III. Now this is the car that James Bond drove in the novel Goldfinger. Obviously in the film it's a DB5, in the novel it was this, and it's dark green with a beige leather interior. Oh yes please. Beautiful. Ian Fleming had a lot of taste, didn't he? It's a hatchback. Yes, of course we got hatchbacks, weren't they? Interesting. And we've got a Ferrari. I think this is 50s. Yeah, 959 Ferrari 250 TR. And then also something very, very nice. 1938 Elvis Speed 25 drop head coupe. I saw this coming along earlier on, and oh, it's just wonderful, this sort of car. Look at those controls of the steering wheel. Incredible. Very nice indeed. The weather's a little bit inclement, but I have found this 1966 Citroen 2CV van. Is it an Acadia? I don't know what they're called. I can't remember. I also found this lovely 1971 Ferrari 356 Daytona. Ooh. It's very tasty. A couple of Lamborghinis, Porsche 918 Spider. Not exactly my kind of scene, but nice to see them here anyway. Let's get undercover again. It's little. Right. Okay. Gosh, that was crazy. The weather was really bad. Anyway, so we're back, and I'm back to the original microphone, so the sound quality should be a lot better now. We are still looking at some of the Concours cars, and number 75 out of all of them is this 2019 Bentley Continental GT number 9 edition, celebrating the centenary of Bentley. I absolutely love the colour of this car. It's not my type of car per se, but the colour is absolutely beautiful. When I was at the Goodwood Festival of Speed in July, with Planet Auto again, I saw one of these actually. This is the brand new Bentley model. Very appropriate plate, WO Bentley. Founded the company in about 1919, and this one is, well, it's pretty crazy. It's a 2019 Bentley Mulsanne Speed WO edition. Again, it's not quite to my taste, but it's an impressive car nevertheless. Then we've got another future classic here. This is an Aston Martin. This is a Vulcan. I think it's a 2016. Yeah, 2016 Aston Martin Vulcan. Look at those insane rear lights. Isn't that bad? Another future classic here. This is a Rolls-Royce Phantom. This is a drop head coupe. I believe this is somewhere around 2016. Yeah, 2016 Phantom 7. Not to my taste in terms of the colour. I do like the silver bonnet though. And then we've got another RUF. Looks like a yellow, but this is actually a continuation car. It's a 2017, as you can see by the German plate on it. It looks similar to something like a 993, but it's actually not. This was made a couple of years ago. Basically, we managed to sort of recreate this in terms of, you know, modern legislation. Next to it, we've got a Ginetta. Straight off the Le Mans circuit, it looks like. It's not even been cleaned. Ginetta G60 LT P1. Interesting. So we're now out of the concourse entrance and into a sort of more general parking. The area sponsored by Footman James Insurance. We've got a modern Aston Martin here. I'm so bad in Aston Martin models, I couldn't actually tell you what model that is. I don't think it's a DB9. I think with those have got production now. This I think looks like is it a Virage Volante, something like that. I'm not very good, as I said, on these more modern ones. It's sorry, DBS Volante. I do apologise. This, however, I do know exactly what this is. This is an a Jaguar E-Type Series 1 Roadster. That is very nice, lovely colour. These are worth a lot of money now. I imagine this is 150 grand's worth of car, probably. Very elegant. As is this Ferrari. I think this is a 275. Be about 1966 or thereabouts. Pininfarina design, it says on the side there. Absolutely first class. I like that very much. Oh, another Ferrari. Is that a 275 GTB, something like that? Again, not very good on my 60s Ferrari models. This is a 68 or thereabouts on a G plate. Next to it is a Ferrari that I am familiar with. This is a Ferrari 375 Daytona. Must be £1 million worth of car here. Original right-hand drive. Interesting. Something that I am familiar with though is this 1966 Lotus Elan SE. It's not quite like the car used to be Avengers. That was a powder blue colour. This is a yellow colour, and this is also an SE. The one in the Avengers is an S3. I don't know if it's an S3 SE or whatever it is. Yes, S3 SE, and apparently it's for sale. Don't know how much these are, but I think they're worth a lot of money. And then we have this beautiful Jaguar XK SS replica. A lot of these were damaged in a factory in 1957 when in Coventry, so I think this was probably a replica, this one. They do still kind of prop up from time to time. No, original car. I'm just being told this is one of the first continuation cars, and it is stunning in this colour. It's absolutely beautiful. Yeah, a lot of them were destroyed in that factory fire in 1957. Next we've got another Ferrari, which is absolutely beautiful. Classic Ferrari, kind of dark blue with this sort of beige leather interior. You know how much I like beige leather interiors. Oh, it's a manual. How wonderful! Love manual Ferraris. I don't think they make them anymore, actually. Don't know what year that is. That's a personal plate on there. And then finally, to finish off this section, we have an Alpine A110. Probably a press car, actually, judging by the plate on it. Yes, these are very nice, apparently. Never driven one. I'd like to get the chance to do that. They're not Renault Alpines, they're just Alpines, actually. And this is the classic colour for them. Very nice indeed. I've just found another area that is the Octane and Evo Icons and Heroes paddock. Starting off with this 2019 BMW M8. The first time I've ever seen one of these, obviously based on the 8 Series. There is an M840i out there, and I think a diesel Model 2. Just a looking thing. Apparently this is the competition edition. And next we've got a BMW M1. Built by Lamborghini, I gather. These ones built in Italy. Engine went into the first M5 eventually. Still really like these cars. This is a 78, especially for Matt from the Matt's Beamer YouTube channel, who I'm sure is trying to save up right now to buy one. Then we've got a 2013 Mercedes AMG SLS Black Series. More to my taste though is this 1959 Mercedes-Benz SL300 Gullwing. We saw one of those in the Concours lineup earlier on, but this is a more sort of correct colour for them as far as I'm concerned. This is the colour that they are sort of best known in, this sort of silver. I won't be touching the car, it says please do not touch. They're worth an awful lot of money, these cars. And you can see why. One of the first cars ever to have fuel injection as well. Next we've got a Porsche 911 Turbo. I don't know what year this is. 70s, 80s one probably.
Why is this one?
Yes, 1975 Porsche 930. So it's the competition model. 930 was the model code of 911. next to a 2019 Porsche 911 Carrera S. This is the new model that's just come out. I think this looks really nice actually. I mean, I don't really go around many of these sort of shows with the Shambolic shuffles and talk about, you know, modern supercars, but I do like the look of this actually. Porsche press plates on it, gold wheels. Again, more Audi stuff. This is an Audi Quattro, but it's all Quattro. Or in German means the original, the one at the start. It's a shorter wheelbase than the normal Audi Quattros were. Better for rallying and things like that. I don't think I've ever seen one in person before actually. Yes, 1986 Audi Sport Quattro, or the All Quattro I think they also call them. Next to a 2019 Audi R8. Now that's a lovely colour for one. Beautiful colour for an R8. I do like these actually. This is the V10 one as well. Very nice. Very fast. Right, this better be the final part of the slightly shambolic shuffles here at Hampton Court Palace Concours with Planet Auto, because my other phone just died, so I've had to use my reserve phone, which is very, very shaky and doesn't have very good focus, but nevertheless will finish off. I do still have the microphone. I think the microphone's still working, which is good. This is an Aston Martin DB Mark III. I'm not sure of the year, be about 1958 or whereabouts. This is a sort of back section of the show. Got various modern McLarens out there. You know, they're pretty nice. They're not exactly to my taste, but nevertheless they're there. This one here, I'm not sure of the model because they're not listed here, but this particular one, I think the colour is really, really nice. McLaren, of course, made down in Woking. It's not too far from here. Then we've got some Aston Martins. This is probably one of the new ones. Very nice colour. One of these will probably be a DB11. This one DB11, as far as I know. Yeah, it looks like DB11. It's very nice. Not sure about that one. Then we've got some Ginettas. We've got some racing Ginettas. These are actually designated. These are Ginetta LMP3, Ginetta G55. These are all for sale, by the way. You can buy this G55 GT4 for £120,000 plus VAT. Much more up my street would be this one. It's like a continuation Ginetta G10. It's a 65 plate on that, so I imagine this car has been thoroughly restored. Another Alpine A110, again in that classic French racing blue colour, and 1977 Alpine A110 as well, I think, original one. Now that's a beautiful car to see. Really like that. Absolutely fantastic. Another Alpine A110, modern one here in this sort of matte silver finish. I do apologise for the announcement in the background. I'm a bit close to the main tent here. Hopefully this microphone is working okay. And we'll finish off with this 1985 Ferrari 288 GTO. Yes, it's the one in the song. And that's very nice indeed. I very much like that. Next up, yes, it is a GTO. Worth a lot of money these days. So I hope you found that video to be informative. I do apologise that it got even more shambolic than usual. I've had to use two different microphones and two different phones to actually finish this off, but I hope you found it to be interesting anyway. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Please don't forget to leave a like and a comment below. My website is www.lloydvehicleconsulting.co.uk. If you wish me to source a car for you, it doesn't have to be any one of these. Might be a bit ambitious for me to suggest one of those, although it'd be nice. And please also visit my Facebook page. It's facebook.com/Lloyd Vehicle Consulting. And we'll finish on this very, very nice Aston Martin V8 Volante, which looks a little bit like the one in the Living Daylights. How appropriate to finish. This one doesn't seem to have any lasers coming out of the hubcaps though. Thank you very much indeed once again for watching.